Democrats like Beto and Bernie Sanders and many others are pushing for Medicare for all. But a new study shows that the ratio of lifetime Medicare benefits to lifetime Medicare taxes paid is 3 to 1. Think about that. If you put $100,000 into Medicare in your lifetime, you're going to pull about $300,000 out. So doesn't this prove that Medicare for all numbers simply just won't add up and will create a real mess financially? Here to break it down, healthcare expert and president of GDP Advisors, Seth Denson. So, Seth, let's pull up this graphic here to show people and put it in writing. This is for a married couple that's turning 65 right now. That's a lot of people in this country, the baby boomers, earning an average wage. If you look at all the taxes they put into Medicare over their lifetime, that's on the right, and then how much they're going to pull out, 3 times that much they'll be pulling out in benefits. And this is just for Medicare as it is. That's a scary number when you think about applying this to everybody in the country.
Well, it is. And if you look at the total revenue brought in by the U.S. government today, it's roughly $3.7 trillion. Well, most conservative estimates have the cost of providing Medicare for all to every citizen coming in right at $3 trillion. So you could double the current income tax rate and corporate tax rate and still possibly not have enough money to cover the cost.
Yeah, and then you look at, I mean, when you broaden this out and you take a look at the national debt, which we've all been following very closely as it's just skyrocketing at $22 trillion now, we're adding $1 trillion every year to that. That's how much we're living beyond our means. You talk about this, you talk about Green New Deal, you talk about free college for everybody. The plan from the left right now is frightening if you have any kind of fiscal sensibility.
It is. You know, healthcare is roughly 20% of America's GDP. But in 1965, when Medicare was established, healthcare costs were about 3% of the median household income. Today, they're 30%. So we're literally taking the most expensive thing in the United States and saying, hey, let's give it to everybody for free. That is not sustainable.
Yeah. And, you know, I mean, obviously, hospitals, a lot of people vote for this kind of thing because you're putting a huge pile of money into the medical industry, and they just see dollar signs all over the place. A friend of mine works in pharma and says that doctors tell him all the time that we push people to get unnecessary things when they're on Medicare because somebody else is paying for it. That's how it gets so expensive. That's how the cost continues to balloon.
That's right. We do not have an outcomes-based healthcare system in the United States. We have a fee-for-service system. So if we really want to get serious about being able to deliver more healthcare at a lower cost, we've got to drive down the cost of delivering healthcare itself. And we need to. There's some structural things we can do to the healthcare system, but giving away an expensive system to everybody on a free-for-all is not going to drive down costs. It's actually going to increase it.
Yeah, something like $32 trillion just for 10 years. It's a tremendous amount of money. Seth, thank you so much. We appreciate your time.